Hello and welcome to Between the Covers. Thank you everybody for joining. If you find this broadcast of value and worth, please do share this out, invite your network. How can you not? Please go ahead. So if you're watching for the first time, who am I? My name is Daniela Bleckner. I am an author, book journey mentor, founder of a company called Conscious Dreams Publishing. We work with authors from all over the world to help them to get their powerful messages and stories out there in the form of books. On the bookshelf behind me here are just some of the 350 plus books that we've published over the last 11 years now. We're coming up to our 11-year birthday. So over the last 11 years, I'm absolutely passionate about providing a platform for unseen, unheard authors so that we can, I'm trying to multitask and share this out as well, so we can educate, inspire, and empower for generations to come with their books. So I'm not going live on my normal Facebook page. So what I'm trying to do is actually share this onto my actual page. So bear with me while I do that. I think I'm there. Not quite sure. Oh dear. No, I haven't quite figured it out, but I will. I will get there. So what is this show all about? It's all about, there you go. It's all about interviewing authors, whether they're self-published, usually published through Conscious Dreams Publishing, whether they are traditionally published, also interviewing those who are, I'm really not good at multitasking. I'm trying to post this out at the same time. Those who work within the publishing and writing industry, to give you an insight into what goes on between the covers of publishing and writing a book. Because so often we see the actual book, but we don't know the whole journey that goes on behind the publication. So here we go. If you're watching, before I introduce my awesome and amazing guest who is going to share his story of publishing his book, what is special about today? Today is World Book Day, one of my favorite days. So let's just turn this music down. World Book Day for me is all about celebrating the joy of reading. As a young person, I absolutely love reading. Being in the library was one of my favorite places to be. True story. It inspired me to write and tell stories to my sisters and to anyone who would listen. In fact, I wrote my first book, which I was showing today in the school during World Book Day, called Sadie, and I can't even remember what it's called actually, but The Magical Adventures, and it's all glued together. There you go. It's all glued together. And yeah, it's just fantastic to see so many young authors actually publishing books at this time. A lot has changed. So without any further ado, I'm going to also big up a few of my authors. It's been a really busy month. We have 5 authors releasing this month, including the author of, where's it gone? Hidden Pearls, who features in the Voice paper today. Hidden Pearls is written by the late Myrtle Walker. Her mother compiled her poems, put them together to create this beautiful book. So go and check out the Voice paper online to find out more. And hopefully I'll be interviewing her as well at some point. But who am I interviewing today? Please let me know if you know who I'm interviewing. Please do send some love. This is his very first interview. I want to see those fire emojis going up and down the screen. Please do share this out. Send some love. This is the book here. It's called Pearl and the Secret Time Machine. And I'm going to introduce Elijah Okonkwo to the stage.
Hello.
Hello. Hey, have I pronounced your name correctly? I normally always check, but we didn't have time. I've literally just rushed straight online after a World Book Day visit.
It was close. It's pronounced Okonkwo, but you're nearly there.
I tried. Thank you so much. Thank you. So you are a published author now. How does it feel?
Yeah, it feels good. It was at times it was like can be overwhelming and stressful. But you and the team helped out a lot with that. But yeah, it feels good to be here and have it physically in our hands. So
got the
Yeah, it feels
book.
really good, and I can't really describe the sense of achievement yet, but it's all paid off. So yeah,
Fantastic.
I'm happy.
And writing, is that something that you've always wanted to do?
No, to tell the truth, it kind of just stumbled upon me. When I was younger, I didn't actually read that much. It's not till I left school and got a bit older, um, I started reading and basically finding out what I enjoyed reading. Um, and then it wasn't until about a year and a half ago I had an idea to write a book, and he brought it to life.
Okay, tell us all about your idea. What inspired you? What is Pearl and the Secret Time Machine all about, and what inspired you to write it?
So Pearl is a young girl who wants a new hair or a hairstyle even, and so she goes to her local hairdressers and meets Miss Leader, and then ends up somehow in a time machine and learns about the different hairstyles, when they come around, how they came around, and yeah, that's it. She travels through time and decides how or when she wants to get a new hair.
Okay, I think it's like firstly, I think it's one of my favorite children's books. If I do say so myself, I don't normally have favorites, but I really love this book because growing up with in terms of hair was a very big thing for me. I was probably one of the only kids who wasn't allowed to get my hair relaxed. It was a big old afro. I loved it, and then I started to get a bit older, and I really wanted to get it relaxed and straightened. So I went through a bit of a process. What I love about your book is the magical side of it, but also the history side. So she goes into this time machine and gets to learn about the different styles, from West African braiding styles through to the Michael Jackson Jerry curl. Talk to us a little bit about some of the places that she goes to and what she learns. And by the way, if you are watching, please do. This is an interactive show, so please do just throw up your questions for Elijah. This is his first interview. He's doing fantastically well, but please do support with your questions and engagement. That would be brilliant. Or just let us know where you're watching from. Okay, so yeah, tell us a bit about the journey she takes in the time machine.
Yeah, so she starts off in West Africa, and that's where she starts. She actually has braids, so I thought it was a good idea to start there. And also, braids are one of the oldest hairstyles as well. So she starts in West Africa and learns about the different types of braids, the meaning behind braids, um, the styles, how to actually learn in the book or the story. She learned how to do the braids. Then she ends up in America. She meets Madam C.J. Walker. As you mentioned, she meets Michael Jackson. Um, I try to keep it as fun as possible as well as educational.
Yep.
Originally, I was going to do it as a timeline, but I just thought it's a bit boring. It's not. Don't feel like the fun element was in it.
Yeah.
That's how the whole time machine got introduced to it. And I thought, oh, it works, and I can get the fun bit, I can get the magical side into it, and yeah, so she done a lot of traveling.
I love that. I love the kind of because she starts off in the hairdressers. And we see you worked with Bryony, one of our illustrators, who's fantastic. And I kind of let you guys just get on with the creation process of it all. Can you show us any pictures of the time machine? So it's hair related, isn't it?
Yeah, so let me get one up. So I'm not sure how good my lighting is,
Yep.
but
I'm going to take myself out and then.
so Bryony used bits of old hairdressing equipment. So I'm not sure if you can see here, you've got the hair dryer and the diffuser, and we've got all different sorts of things you'd find in the hairdressers, which was brought to life to make the time machine, which I thought was such a smart idea. That even things like, I'm not sure if you can see, the combs and all the small details everywhere. So yeah, these are some of the things that Brownie put together, and yeah, she's so creative. But that I wish I could take the credit for that, but that wasn't my idea.
And I saw the drawings and the sketches kind of coming back and forth, and I thought it was just fantastic. Really,
Yeah,
so big up
yeah.
to Bryony for that. So growing up, obviously it's World Book Day today. Tell us about some of your favorite books. Did you have any favorite books, first of all, growing up? And did any of them inspire you to write your own stories?
Growing up, when I was younger, I used to like all the classics, like Mr. and Mrs. Twit and stuff like that. All the Roald Dahl books. But as I've got older, I like more true crime. Not completely different to what I wrote, but true crime and things like that. I just recently completed Costa Nostra book, which
Yeah.
is about Sicilian mafia and Italian mafia. So yeah, I like true crime. So yeah, completely different to what I've wrote, but
Not quite children's books, but yeah, my
yeah,
husband into true crime. I think we had that conversation, didn't we? Yeah.
yeah.
And do you plan on writing any more children's books, or do you think you might go into sort of crime writing?
I think I'll probably stay at the moment with children's books. I think as a new author, they're obviously a lot shorter, a lot easier to write. I do have more ideas as well, which actually include Pearl, so it might be like a little, yeah. So don't want to give too much away, but if I was going to write another book, yes, it'll definitely be a children's book at the moment.
So, what inspired the Pearl character? Is she based on somebody? And also, in terms of the hair, what made you decide? So, I remember we had the conversation when we had our first consultation last
Yeah.
year. What made you pick the hair theme specifically? What's the message you want children to have?
Well, so I work in construction, and being young and black in construction, there's not loads of young black men and women working in construction. And I was working on a building site last year, and I had my do rag on because my work's so dusty.
Yeah.
And I actually had someone come up to me and ask me, why am I wearing this on my head? They didn't know where it was or understand why I was wearing it. And in my job, you work a lot. Well, I work a lot by myself, so I was just thinking all day. And once I explained to him why I'm wearing the do rag, um, I was just thinking, oh, I wonder when do rags came around and when this hairstyle come around, and um, I think there's a lot of questions that I might have known now, but I didn't know when I was younger. So I thought it was a good idea, and that's what gave me the motivation to write the book. Because especially myself, the school I went to, again, there wasn't a lot of young black children. So I think it's a confidence thing to know about your hair. Because I remember getting asked questions. I used to have long plaits, and I used to get people asking me about my plaits. And to be fair, I didn't have the answers. I just knew, well, I have family, I have long hair, I have cousins, I have long hair, I want
Yeah.
long hair. I didn't know the history behind the hair or why I wanted it. I just seen it, liked it, and it's a part of us. So I thought it was a good idea to try to get all the information in a book, in a children's book, so children can have the answers to these questions and maybe learn about hair and learn hair that maybe not be or might not be popular now, maybe it can come back and things like that.
It always goes around, doesn't it?
As history was coming around.
I think that's a really sorry. I've got a couple of comments here. First of all, Silent Silver, hello, is saying keep writing, my friend.
So I
But
appreciate
Red Oxtail is saying that he's getting a bit of an echo. Can you just let me know? Is that my? I think I can hear an echo on my one, or is it Elijah's?
not sure how to adjust my.
I feel like it's mine, but I'm not sure why that would be. Do let me know, Red Oxtail. But in terms of hair, I think it's a great book that gives, especially young black children, a real sense of pride, especially where in cases where they're the minority. I think I told you before we worked with a 7-year-old who wrote a book called My Afro, based on the fact that a young classmate said something mean about her hair, not understanding or knowing. So I think the more books we can have like this, the better. And I love the history of looking into,
Yeah,
Okay, thank you. Tiny echo, but it's not terrible. Thank you. Looking into the history of the hair to give that sense of identity and belonging and pride, I think is really important. And you've done that really well in your book.
thank you.
Do you have like a favorite part in your book?
I like the characters I picked. I've all picked for certain reasons. That I feel like even down to Michael Jackson, he's one of the biggest and best to ever do it. And I think a lot of people forget what he looked like when he was younger and his hair when he was younger. So I wanted to get that in there. Even to I got a character in there called Andre. He's actually based on my younger cousin.
Oh,
So yeah, I'm not sure if I told you that he's based on my younger cousin. So it was nice to introduce that character into the book, knowing that I have my little cousin. Um, I like the Madam C.J. Walker. I think that's such a big figure to get into the book.
yeah.
Again, a lot of people know about her and what she has done. Um, I didn't learn about her in school. I
No.
had to learn about that outside of school. So I think these are all little things that if the book manages to get into primary schools and libraries, these are things that kids won't be learning in school. So it's a way of getting it.
We will definitely need to be getting that into schools and libraries. I think Madam C.J. Walker is an amazing, especially for the time, a black woman during that time to achieve what she did. She invented, in case you don't know, if you're watching, can you tell us what did Madam C.J. Walker invent? There's no giveaway for it. This is just for fun. So if you're watching, what did Madam C.J. Walker invent? We'll give you a bit of time. So we talked about what first sparked the idea for your book. So she goes on a journey through different cultures and time periods. What was your favorite part about researching and creating some of those moments?
Um, it was all quite interesting because the way I had the idea, I had to obviously do a lot of research myself because I thought I had the answers myself. It's not until I started diving in and doing more research and more background on it. Even to the first journey to about the braids, I knew being from West Africa myself, I'm from Nigeria. I knew about, well, I thought I knew a lot about braids. I've had sisters, I've had parents with braids. Um, but I found it really interesting about the communication in the braids.
Mm-hmm.
How it's not just certain braids used to be certain tribes and certain languages used to go and speak through braids, and I found that so interesting.
And how did you research that? Was it online or stories,
Um,
books?
It was a lot of it was through online, yeah, online pages, blogs from other people. Yeah, dive right into it, and a lot of note taking.
Perfect. I feel like I'm sinking. My chair's sinking as you're speaking. Would you like to share? I can hear the echo on mine, so I'm going to come out for this. Would you like to share some of your book? Who would like to hear Elijah read some of his book? Come on, let's have some. Let's have some thumbs up.
Right. We'll start obviously on the first page.
I'm going to go. I'm going to leave you in.
Okay. So this is the first page here. Let's try to get a good height for you guys. And here's. As the summer holidays come to an end, Pell felt a buzz of excitement mixed with a touch of nerves. She wanted to start a new school year with a fresh, fabulous hairstyle, but she had no idea what to choose. Her trusty braids had served her well, but Pearl was itching for a change. Let's go to the hairdressers and find something amazing her dad suggested. So that's them walking to the hairdressers, to Miss Leaders, and then this is when they're discussing about what style to get. At the hairdressers, they were greeted by Miss Leader, who seemed to have endless ideas for new hairstyles. There's so much to choose from, Pearl said, wide-eyed, as she looked through a book of styles. How can I ever decide? Miss Leader smiled. I think I have just the thing to help you decide. She said mysteriously, leading Pearl and her parents to a hidden door at the back of the salon. Behind it, no contraption like no other. And this is when they get introduced to the time machine. I want to flick through some pages so you don't get the whole story straight away. We'll flick to the Michael Jackson scene. So this is where she gets introduced to Andre, who's based on my cousin. More swirls of light led Pearl to the vibrant 1960s, where she met a boy called Andre. He spoke passionately about the Black Power movement. In the 60s, many people in the Black community embraced the natural hair as a form of self-love, empowerment, he explained. Pearl was touched by the movement and loved the idea of celebrating her natural beauty. Andre warned Pearl that time was running out and her journey wasn't over yet. They both jumped into the time machine together and landed on the stage with none other than Michael Jackson. This is the 1980s, Andre yelled over the music. Together they all sang and danced on stage. When the fun was over, Andre and Pearl looked at pictures of Michael Jackson's iconic perm and jerry curl. Pearl couldn't believe how cool his hairstyle looked. She was sure she knew what she wanted now. I think it's time for you to head back to your family, Pearl, Andre said. I'll lead the way. Pearl climbed back into the time machine. Thanks for being such a guide. Thanks for being such a great guide and friend, Pearl yelled to Andre. And that's a cool picture of them dancing on stage, illustrated by Brian. Finally, the time machine brought Pearl back to the salon. She was overjoyed to see her parents again and couldn't wait to tell them about their incredible adventure. So, Pearl, her mum asked, what style will it be? Pearl thought about the amazing people she had met and the stories she had heard. I want to rock the afro, she said confidently. It's cool and I love the messages. I love the message of self-love it sends. So this is the last page of Pearl and her new hairstyle leaving. Miss Lila got back to work, taking up Pearl's braids. When she was done, Pearl looked at herself in the mirror and fell in love with her fabulous hairstyle. She felt a sense of pride and excitement in the history of her hairstyle. As she walked out, when she walked out the salon, Pearl knew this school year was going to be unforgettable. And then that's the book. Oh, I think you might be muted, Danny.
Sorry. I was saying, oh, absolutely fantastic. Thank you for sharing. That was a very good share. I do have a bit of an admission, Elijah. I actually had a jerry curl. I had that perm, that wet look.
Yeah.
I think that, like the early 80s. Yeah, I've still got my school photos with them, the tight perm, you know, probably inspired by Michael Jackson. Who knows? That was my mum's choice. And then I also had the afro as well. And I love how it's kind of come full circle. So during the kind of Black Panther movement, during the 70s, civil rights movement, it's kind of come around full circle where people are starting to embrace the afro again. It's a beautiful style. And Pearl made a great decision there, I think. So I was going to ask you, I can hear the echo as well. So representation is something that's really important. I speak about that a lot, as you know. Growing up in the 80s, I know it's hard to believe. I didn't see any characters that looked like me, shared my same heritage or culture. How was it for you? Did you find that there were any books that represented you?
No, not books, not at all. Even nowadays, I can't think of many children's books that have a main black character or any. It's difficult now because I don't read. I don't have no sibling to see children's books. But for what I do see, I don't see any children's books with black role models or main characters. Which is another reason why I wanted to bring the book out.
I think definitely a lot is changing if you compare it to the 80s. I know the stats are in 2017, only 1%, and I hate the term, but they use this term in the official reports, BAME, Black, Asian, and Minority Ethnic, which almost kind of just means non-white. And you can imagine. So only 1% of those characters were main characters, were from that background, BAME backgrounds, or black and it's not even black and brown, because it literally BAME means literally non-Caucasian.
Yeah.
And now that number's risen to, I think it's 7%, so it's slowly increasing. And I think with the rise of self-publishing, what you're doing, what I'm doing, the authors that we work with, we are very much more staying in control of our narratives and creating these books for ourselves. So there are so many books out there. One place you should definitely go to with your book is the Black British Book Festival. It's a fantastic opportunity to meet other authors, sell your books, and meet all your readers. So a lot is changing. We've got some comments here from Red Oxdale. He says, I remember Afro days, or my mum and hot comb days. Oh, what we're saying about the hot comb, is that the answer to the competition question? The fun competition question?
Yeah.
Madam C.J. Walker. Red Oxdale, I give you another chance. What did she invent? He says, growing my afro again, not as quick growing as I remember. How long has it taken you, Red Oxtail, to grow your afro? But Asians don't like that term either. No, BAME. I think they're scrapping it. I like using the term global majority, because we are actually a majority now, all over the world. So that's a term that I'm hoping is going to be used more widely, especially in these professional reports. So you took people. Hey, hot comb, you've got there. Well done. You've won the competition. What do you win? You win our respect. You can get a copy of the book over at the Conscious Dreams Bookshop. Signed copies directly from Elijah. Also available at all good online retailers. You can get it now today. If you're a primary school teacher and you have, order this book to go into your libraries, get Elijah to come into schools, because the more young people can learn about this and read this book, the better, I think. So you use the tool of a secret time machine, traveling to different times. Is there a particular time that you would really love to visit?
Oh wow. Probably if I had to pick one, oh, it's hard. I really like my jazz and blues music. So yeah, so around that era, but then I also like my like funk and soul. So that
Mm-hmm.
a lot of my I would like to do 60s to 70s,
Yeah, me too.
but then I'd like to go before then to see the blues and um the likes of, oh, they put me on the spot now. I can't think of any blues artists. But yeah,
Mark
so
Davis.
yeah, Aretha Franklin, Louis Armstrong, they're coming back to me now. So yeah, I think it'd be nice to see all that sort of music, and again going back to hairstyles, all their hairstyles back then. That's a really good question, but yeah, it'd be around then, around those ages.
Amazing. Yeah, I'd love to go to the 60s, 70s for the music. I mean, politically, I think it's a very difficult time, but
Yeah.
I think the music, 60s and 70s, and it was brilliant. Hold on, where's Meadows saying, you mean James Brown, proper relaxed hair? Oh gosh. All right. So you say you've got some more books in the pipeline. To inspire more young people, what would your message be to young people right now? Maybe ones with huge imaginations that might want to write their own stories but don't really know where to start at all, or whether it's good enough even.
Well, I think any idea anyone has will always be good enough. I don't think if you have an idea, you should just go with it. There's no opinion that matters enough to make you not want to do something, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So especially for young people, you have, as you're young, you have a lot of time. So use that time wisely, and any ideas you have, just crack on with them because someone will enjoy them, someone will like them. It might not be everyone, but someone will. And there's a lot of people that will want to hear and listen to your ideas.
Perfect. That's great. That's great advice, Elijah. And will you be having a launch at some point? I know I keep asking you this.
Yes, I have contacted Croydon Library,
Yep.
so I'm waiting to hear back from them, and hopefully we have the launch there. And it's it was my local library when I'm growing up. So
It's very close to me as well. So listen, if you're at Croydon Library, if you are, a Croydon Library person, Croydon Library, if you are Croydon Library, get in touch with Elijah. Help me. Okay, so I'm going to do some quick fire questions for you. Okay, I've written these ones down, right? And I want you to say, no thinking, the first thing that comes to mind. Okay, Kindle or physical books,
physical
library or bookshop,
bookshop,
writing in the morning or late at night,
late at night.
adventure or mystery.
Ooh, mystery,
I thought so with your true crime. Writing with music or silence?
silence,
Tea or coffee while writing?
coffee in the mornings, tea in the evening.
Oh, okay, okay. Plot everything first or make it up as you go along?
Make up as you go along.
Okay. Reading one book at a time or many at once?
One book at a time for me.
I'm many at once. It's terrible. Favorite hairstyle from the book?
Sorry, repeat that one.
Sorry, favorite hairstyle from the book?
Ooh, afro,
Aye, good. Great choice. Time machine to the past or future?
past.
Past. Okay. And finish. I want you to finish off this sentence for me. Stories matter because.
Ooh, stories matter because. Ooh, there can be so many answers.
Put you.
Supposed to be quick fire. I got me
Oh, no,
thinking.
no, no, no. We've done the quick fire. This is what I want you to ponder on. Stories matter
Stories
because if you're watching, you can join in with this as well. Stories matter because why do stories matter?
because you never know the ending.
Oh, okay, I like that. Stories matter because you never know the ending. I like that. And that I think brings us to a close. How can people find you and what are your plans next for the book?
So people can find me at Pearl and the Secret Time Machine on Instagram. I do have my private Instagram, that's my awful one, but at the moment I'm trying to use this one to get it out there. And my plans for the book, I've emailed a lot of local libraries, a lot of primary schools, all local to me, because these are the schools I went to their fairs, I went to school there. So it'd be nice to reach out to all my local schools first and try to get my book to them. And then, yeah, mainly schools. I really want to push this for the young kids at schools so they give them a boost.
Brilliant. And do you know what? We need more young black men writing books and inspiring other children.
Yeah,
So I think it'd be really powerful for you to go into schools and inspire children. Like I said, today I was at the primary school with my book all day. I did a storytelling workshop and the kids just loved it. So I can see you going into schools and children loving the workshops and talking about different hairstyles. There's one child in there who didn't even know what an afro was. So when there's so much learning, things that we take for granted, they don't know these things. And to
yeah,
be able to see you an everyday person come in, it's not something that's unreachable. Having written a book, it makes them realize that, oh, maybe I can do this too. Being
100%.
an author isn't so far away from where they are.
Yeah,
So
100%. Yeah.
I'm wishing you all the best. Now I'm going to be following you and making sure that you are following up, making sure that you're contacting all those schools in Croydon first and then going out to other schools and just getting your books out there and launching your book. So please, guys, follow Elijah at Pearl and the Secret Time Machine on Instagram. Buy a copy of his book. It's available at all good retailers, but if you want to get a signed copy, go over to the Conscious Dreams bookshop and get it there. And that brings us to the end of the interview. It's gone really quickly. Have a
Yes.
beautiful day, everyone. Elijah, do you have any final words before we close?
Well, thank you for the people that have tuned in and asked questions. And yeah, hopefully you'll be seeing me soon at a book launch or reading the book soon. And hope you enjoy it.
Perfect. Thank you. Join us next Thursday at 7 p.m. GMT, 2 p.m. EST, where I'll be interviewing the awesome and amazing Benson Kwam, who is a slightly different book here. This is a epic fantasy novel called The Malfactor of Markai, the Eight Orbs of Aram series. So we'll be speaking to her as her book launches on the 12th. Please join us, 7 p.m. GMT, 2 p.m. EST. I have been Daniela Bleckner, speaking to the awesome and amazing
Elijah Okonkwo.
Hey, there you go. See you next week, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.